I thought it'd be more dramatic if I just finished my drink and set it down and then sat down. I already said sat down twice, but um yes. I don't know the full story to this, but I've heard that one of the police officers was caught selling drugs. Not only that, he was my basketball coach for a couple years. Now, before we get dive into that, I want to remind you that I'm trying to grow my comedy channel, and I'll show you a clip later on in the video. So hopefully, you go to that channel and help support it. While it's a it's gonna be a fraction of what I get here, but probably because I'll probably get 4 or 5 likes here, and I'll get 1 like over there. I'm like, whoa, what a difference, man! But yeah. Anyway, so there was um no indication like this guy was on drugs. Like he was completely like he didn't laugh very often, but like some people don't do that. Maybe when you start taking drugs, you just stop laughing. Like laugh if you're sober. But I don't know, man. I just there's a lot of people stressed out that don't laugh. So it's like uh, he seemed well put together and everything. Maybe that was before all the drugs. I don't know. This whole thing is just up in the air. I've just heard from my uncle, he's an insider, that he was on drugs and he was selling them. I don't know about anything else. I don't know who he was involved with, if he was alone with it or there was a conspiracy with other police officers, but all I know is he was my basketball coach. So, yeah. Yeah. That's he's taken up with basketball back in the 80s when everyone was on crack. Like maybe that's why he's such a good coach, because he knew what it was like to be on crack. Because if if the whole team was just like back in the 80s, we would all have been on crack. But that was important. You can wait a few seconds for me to drink water. I don't have to. I'm not gonna. If I need to eat something while I'm recording, or I need to drink something, like, you're not gonna starve me and you're not going to dehydrate me. If I'm like in the middle of a story and I just pass out and I'll be like, see guys, if you would have let me drink my water, but I'm just playing with y'all. Because I get anxiety, like I can't even drink my own water with like people are gonna be upset by it. But then I went on a whole rant about it, and that made it much worse. Anyway, like I said, I don't know much about this. Like, you know, I live in a small town. It's a lot different than in the city, because the people that live in the city will be like, he was on drugs and he was selling drugs. That's every day for us. Why are you surprised? Well, this stuff doesn't happen every day for us. Like, it was a huge deal. Like, his mug was on the TV, and just like his name was announced, and just, oh man, I like when it's like, those gossip things for the famous people. It's the same thing for a small town. That's why I'm so used to being on YouTube, cuz YouTube is just like a small town, like literally. Like everyone wants to know your business. Everyone hears about it. Everyone, talks amongst themselves in this community. It's the same principle. And like when we hear a big story like this, it's like all the gossip vultures come around. They feed off of this drama. Like, I don't get into it. I really don't care. Like, it sucks that I thought someone was a cool guy and then he ended up selling drugs and sadly was on drugs, and he was part of the police department. Who knows what else he did? I don't know what else he did. And when I say what else he did, I don't mean just drugs. I mean, like, what else did this man do? Like, um, so, but he took a bunch of showers because he had to really clean himself from being a dirty cop. Hey, hey, I'm still making jokes. I couldn't stop these story times because y'all really like them on this channel. If I would have gotten rid of them, y'all would you would hate it. So what's my whole point here? I don't really have a point. Someone you thought was your basketball coach, like, and someone you thought was perfectly normal. Oh, he said this. He said this. He was talking about drugs, ironically. And I'm like, where we live, really? And he's like, yeah, you'll be surprised. Ha! Those loopholes, those little comments that you don't know about until later on in life are God sent. Chef's kisses. Mwah. I just had sex with the most beautiful woman whatsoever. Like, those little comments that you can get away with, like, but if you get caught, they turn around on. Oh my gosh. I'd hate to be on the other end of that, but when I'm not, it's just wow. Like, I just you'll be surprised. I am surprised. What do you selling drugs? Doing drugs? I'm surprised. I mean, I know this isn't the craziest story in the world. Like I said, the city people will be like, so what? So many people are selling drugs on the side where we live. I'm like, but it's a small town. It's like when there was a murder in our town, a couple murders. Okay, maybe a few murders. Okay, there's this our town is starting to get kind of violent, like compared to small towns. Like, there's been a few murders the last few years. That's not good now that I think about it. But I guess that's a story for another day. I don't really want to get into that too much. That's not really fun. That's not really fun to talk about. Well, there's some other reasons I don't want to disclose, but anyway, I'm just saying it is what it is. This guy sold drugs and he was a basketball coach. So, of course, you remember back in the 80s? I'm sorry if I already said this, but I'm making sure I get this joke in this video. I forgot if I said it the last take or this take. Remember back in the 80s, everyone was on crack? Well, he probably became a basketball coach because he was on crack. And he's like, because just imagine we're all back in the 80s and on crack. Like, I don't know. I guess the joke was funnier in my head, but no wonder he's on crack. I don't know what he was on. We don't really know many details, but people talk around here, of course, because how else we're going to communicate? But haha, haha. Before I end this, I'll show you a clip of my comedy. If some of you could maybe go check it out, um, and support my other channel. So that's where the channel where I'm doing like most of the comedy stuff. I'll do some comedy and me story times, but the more I don't know, out there comedy. So Yeah, don't be shy. Um, don't be shy. Please don't be shy. Um, go and support me on other channels. I know some of you aren't. Please help if you want. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you when you watch me again, metaphorically.